Man, if that doesn't get your blood running, what does? All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. It's Wednesday night. This is our Hump Day celebration.
Hump Day!
That's right. We are going through the motions here. I forgot to turn on the big moon. Let me do that quick.
Hold on, let me stand up.
That'd be a damn eclipse, Don. Oh, my God.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. You think you can shut that door, brother?
See, and I didn't even start it today.
You went for the eclipse or the moon. I don't know. Yep, you're right. I kind of took it all myself. I ran to the end zone with it.
Woohoo! Thanks, Lucky. Lucky Gypsy.
Lucky Gypsy. Woo. Way to hit the ground running, Lucky.
Yeah, now she has the clap.
Love you bunches. Thank you. All right. So, hey, everybody. Marcus Aurelius is in here. Maggie's in here. Rachel Gets It Right is in here.
Barbara's here. Wizard Moon.
Wow.
John Stevenson.
Nice. We're gathering steam already, Don.
Really?
And if you didn't know, obviously joining me tonight is the big toe of the Paranormal Portal, my good friend and co-host, Mr. Don Longbeard. Whoops, that's not you. That's not you at all, Don. What you
got going on over there?
That's my interview schedule for the podcast, actually.
Oh, wow. There you go. So that's who's coming up, huh?
It'll be Tony Rathman, actually.
You happened to tell me that just a minute ago.
Yeah, I know. It worked out. Huh?
Why is it on your screen there?
Because I've been using Zoom and setting the Zoom window over here, so I can still do articles and still have the news stuff.
Gotcha.
So I forgot about that. I got to recombobulate here. I got to recombobulate. I'll turn on your lower third first.
Gee, thanks.
Yeah. Now, where the hell's your camera? Where's your camera, Don?
Right
there you are.
Oh, hey.
Hey, there's Don. How you doing, man?
Oh, doing good. Gosh, like I said earlier, work's just been, a pain in the butt. So
has it?
Yeah. But that's why I wasn't here last week. I'm sorry. I apologize to all of our. Hey, what'd you do that for?
I turned off the calendar and I'm adjusting all the screens now.
Wow, you're doing it right now.
I didn't do it before the show, so it's got to be now.
All right. Well, there you go. Oh, good. All right. It's been so long since I have seen the big toe Don Longbeard. Well, thanks, David. I appreciate that. Some people remember me.
We all remember you. You've never been forgotten.
Manuel Annie. M-A-U-N-L.
Manuel.
Manuel Annie.
Manuel Annie, yeah.
Okay. That's a new name. Thank you.
Yep, absolutely. See, people remember you, Don.
Apparently so.
All this sass about forgetting you. It's enough out of there.
Did I tell you I think I broke my finger the other day?
No. How'd you manage this one?
So, this finger right here, it's just swollen. It's really, really badly swollen. See how different it is?
Oh, yeah.
See? Yep. I went to pick up this box, and my hands didn't get into the handholds for the thing.
Yeah.
So these three fingers did. And so when I went to pick it up, this one flexed, and I think I broke the knuckle right here.
Oh.
Because there was flames shooting flames around my finger.
Ouch.
For hours.
That's a little brutal, dude.
Yeah, it hurt. I'm pretty sure I broke it.
David Zeismer just came in. How you doing, David? I almost forgot what you look like.
Shooting.
I think he's talking about you, Don.
What? Forgot how I look. Wow. I wish I could.
Wow. Yeah, you're a handsome devil, Don. Come on now. Susie Wright, how you doing? Good to see you. Thanks
Susie
for coming.
Wright. Is she cousin to
Rachel?
Amy? If Rachel Gets It Right?
Yeah, maybe. It's spelled different though.
Well,
might
they're
be
still
distant.
right.
Wizard Moon's in here.
Yep.
Good to see you.
Yep.
There's John Stevenson. Good.
Yep.
All right.
Wow,
Well,
hitting the ground running. Don't forget to like it up.
Yeah, definitely hit those likes, folks, because we got a lot of Portal to get to tonight. Obviously, we're going to be getting to the news in just moments here, and hopefully you enjoy the news I pulled up for you.
Lucky Gypsy, I saw what you wrote, and I wish it was, but it wasn't the little finger. It was the big fat one.
Now it's a big fat finger.
It's a big fat finger.
Yeah, it's a big puffy finger. Well, there you go.
About the size of a bratwurst.
Oh, yeah, your finger. Sorry. Little sizzler. No.
Oh, no. Shut the hell up. Oh, No.
Oh, no, I did. Yes, I did.
That's a big smoky.
Oh, hey. All right. Well,
So, there you go.
let's move on from the phallus references and get right to the news, because I think this is all dead. So all that's left is to see if we can save it with the news. Let's go to the news. Don, you ready?
Let's do the news.
It's time to news you all up. So here we go. Barbara's like, OMG. Yeah, I know, Barbara. Keep your expectations low, ladies and gentlemen. You won't be disappointed.
Road chicken back cow.
Oh.
I know you missed it last week.
I can't even miss it, because I swear to Christ, it's in my head every time that song plays. I can't miss it. I'm hearing it inside my ears.
It's called an earworm.
No, it's an ear maggot, man. That thing's burrowed into the gray matter. All right, so Batman came in. Good to see you, Batman. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Aussie Tiger's in here. Hey, Aussie, good to see you, brother. I'm never disappointed, Marcus Aurelius says.
Well,
you're our kind of broken, brother. That's all I can tell you. You got to have something a little wrong with you to be here, but we love all of you guys because you fit in.
You fit in. Get in where you fit in.
Amen. Maggie, it's never going away. Yeah, Maggie can't unhear it either. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, this is the news desk from the Paranormal Portal. Looks exactly like the other desk, but it's got a cool new surround on it. Or not new, but different. It's kind of old to all you regulars here. But anyway, I've pulled up some stories for your news entertainment or infotainment, maybe. I don't know.
Infotainment, yes.
Yeah. So let's get to those. And, of course, the source for the Paranormal Portal news, which has never disappointed me ever. This site does an amazing job, and I can't recommend it enough. What am I missing?
Aussie Tiger. If you're crazy and you know it, then you're here.
Yeah, then you're home. All right. So unexplained-mysteries.com, ladies and gentlemen, please support this site. It's an amazing site. Visit it. Give them some clicks. Give them some love, because every visit pays the bills, so to speak. In web world, that's how it works. Your traffic creates revenue.
And that's the way, we like it.
Indeed, Casey. All right, the first one comes up. Elon Musk goes to war with OpenAI because it isn't benefiting humanity.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I guess not. It says the Tesla CEO is suing the creators of ChatGPT for allegedly pursuing profit over benefiting the human race.
No way.
Wow. I wonder how you would litigate that. That's a little tough. In an unexpected move, Elon Musk, who has long awaited the consequences of developing artificial intelligence, is suing both OpenAI and its CEO, Sam Altman, for allegedly abandoning its mission to develop nonprofit AI technology for the benefit of humanity. Mr. Musk has long recognized that AGI, artificial general intelligence, poses a grave threat to humanity, perhaps the greatest existential threat we face today, the lawsuit reads. If a machine can solve nearly any task better than we can, that machine becomes more economically useful than we are. As Sun Microsystems founder Bill Joy warned, what?
Sun Microsystems. They're the ones that Bill Gates stole DOS from.
Oh, okay.
They were that little company in Seattle back in the early 80s, late 70s that had the DOS system.
Oh, okay.
That's where Captain Rip-em-Off got it from.
Okay,
That's
gotcha.
funny that he's saying something about this on Elon's.
All right, so as Sun Microsystem founder Bill Joy warned with strong AGI, the future doesn't need us. Mr. Musk publicly called for a variety of measures to address the dangers of AGI, from voluntary moratoria to regulation, but his calls largely fell on deaf ears. But where some like Mr. Musk see an existential threat in AGI, others see AGI as a source of profit and power. Go figure.
Gosh.
Ooh, here's my shocked face.
Right?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, what the hell? Musk argues that OpenAI's partnership with Microsoft. I need a dun dun dun.
Yeah, no doubt.
I do. I got to get that sound
Sorry,
on the board.
you want to read that part again? Read that part again real quick.
Musk argues that OpenAI's partnership with Microsoft,
Dun dun dun.
thank you, has turned it into a closed source de facto subsidiary of the company, and that this, among other things, constitutes a breach of an agreement he made with OpenAI and its founders in 2015 to make the technology open source and nonprofit. The lawsuit itself aims to force OpenAI to return to its mission to develop AGI for the benefit of humanity. Well, that'd be nice. Since filing the lawsuit, OpenAI has responded by arguing that Musk had wanted full control of the company by merging it with his own company, Tesla. It also contested the notion that the plan had been to create a wholly open source AGI. Exactly what will happen as a result of the lawsuit, however, remains to be seen. Well, there you have it, folks. It's certainly hit the fan in the AI community, so we'll see how that all develops.
You know, do you want to hear something interesting? This is just, I'm sitting here thinking about this guy named Elon Musk and this guy named Bill Gates, right? So here's what I find interesting. They're both pirates. They both have never come up. They've never developed something by themselves. They've always bought their way in to something else. Elon Musk didn't found Tesla. He bought it.
Okay.
Bill Gates did not find DOS.
Oh,
he bought it.
He found it.
Well, he founded it, but he found it, but he didn't found it.
Yeah, he didn't create it.
He bought it.
Yeah.
He actually pirated it. Here we got two pirates, right, going at each other, basically.
I think honestly, here's the thing. It's certainly kind of diabolical business, but it was all legit. I mean, Bill did pay like $50,000 for DOS.
Oh my goodness, no!
Right.
Oh no, $50,000.
Right, but hey, you know, if I could pick up, let's say I could pick up a house for $300, somebody just wants to sell it. I'm like, okay.
Right.
Well, then if I roll it for $235,000, you know, a week later.
You know, I got nothing to say about that. You're absolutely right.
Right. I mean, it's kind of similar.
Yeah, no, you're right.
It's all business. So,
but I mean, you know, here's the thing though. You got these two guys, big, powerful people, right?
Yeah.
You got one guy who is an original Silicon Valley pirate, right? Original,
Yeah.
right? He's the one that started the whole thing. Him and Steve Jobs. And then you got the new guy, Elon Musk, who comes in with Tesla and X, buying Twitter, buying Tesla. SpaceX was something he developed that was developed for him.
Sure.
So it wasn't him necessarily. So you got these big guys just going at it, right? And they're both equal. They're kind of the same.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that, you know, Steve Jobs and Wozniak, they did actually build computers in their garage.
You got a point there. Yeah, absolutely. So, they were legit back then. Yes.
Yeah, they did really.
So, but yeah, you got all these guys and they're just poking at each other.
I know well, I mean, they're opportunistic at best, you know. They just see avenues and they network. You know, and whatever. I mean, I don't disagree with you that certainly it would have been really cool to go back to the creators of DOS and say, hey, you know what? I sold that to IBM and have a licensing agreement and I'll cut you in a little bit. You know, that'd have been cool, but honestly.
I'm doing some quick research here because something was just pointed out, which I think is kind of correct. Let me go back here. It says something about John LaBella says Elon made PayPal with his brother.
Yep.
Now, did he actually make it, or did he?
I think they did.
Okay, so
yeah, I think he did.
I forgot about that little part right there. David Marcus announced leaving. No PayPal. Nope. Timeline of PayPal. Here we go. Let's start with this. Two companies, Confinity and X.com, merged to become PayPal. But it doesn't say who.
Okay, well,
so I'll do that later.
Okay. All right, so let's move on to the next one because we got a lot more to cover. I actually pulled up several articles tonight because this is the only live show we got this week, ladies and gentlemen. There aren't going to be live shows Friday, Saturday. So I'm giving you an extra dose of the news goodness tonight. All right, coming up also from unexplained-mysteries.com, we have Canada's chief science advisor promises release of report on UFOs.
Oh my gosh.
Everybody hold your breath. Nope, still nothing. Okay. All right. Well, breathe.
No, Elon Musk did not found it. X.com, the company that would later merge with Confinity, became PayPal. Not the same thing. Sorry.
All right. Anyway, Canada's chief science advisor promises release of report on UFOs. What will that say? Hey, we don't know what they are. We're going to keep looking into it. National security, thank you.
They're taking their cues from the United States government.
We don't know what it is either. National security, that's all. Dr. Mona Niemer discussed the UFO phenomenon while speaking to lawmakers in Ottawa recently, with the U.S. government's All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, AARO, firmly committed to investigating the subject of UFOs. It didn't come as much surprise when it was revealed last year that Canada was conducting its own UFO investigation, known as the Sky Canada Project. Oh, I like Arrow better, I think.
Dun, dun, dun.
Right. Yeah, I need that soundbite, don't I? The Sky Canada Project was launched in the fall of 2022 to study how unidentified aerial phenomena, UAP reports from the public, are managed in Canada and to recommend improvements, the official website reads. The Sky Canada Project supports citizen science and aims to facilitate the collection of observations documenting rare natural phenomena, because we need the government to handle just about everything.
Yeah, I know. Because
more government, please.
We are so stupid that we can't take care of anything on our
Nobody
ourselves.
could build a database, I'm sure. So good thing they're doing that for them. Dr. Mona Niemer, Canada's chief science advisor, has revealed that an official and public report into the phenomena will be released around late summer or early fall. Wow, thank God they're there. She's also expressed a desire to do more to make information on UFOs available to everyone. It's voting season, folks. I think there is room for improvement in terms of the gathering, reporting of the information, and also making it available to researchers and to the public, she told lawmakers in Ottawa. I can appreciate that some, maybe of national security concern. Oh, God. National security. But I believe that by and large, that you can make the information public, and I think that's the best way to mitigate conspiracy theories and disinformation. There you go, folks. Their thumb is going to be on the pulse of information.
You know what happens if you keep your thumb on your pulse too long? You pass the hell out.
Well, it depends on what you're taking. If you take it from your throat, yes. Yes, you don't want to push that too hard for too long.
So I have a question. What happened to Paul
Here we go.
Hillier?
What happened?
What happened to Paul Hillier? I thought we already had disclosure from Canada.
Yeah, I think he was disclosure from Canada, and probably about the most disclosure we're ever going to get.
Probably.
From any government official, to be honest with you.
Doesn't matter if we're ready or not. He already vomited 80 different races.
I think he said like 12 at the time, but it was a lot.
Yeah.
I think it's went up since then. There's like 40 now or something.
And they're all on the dark side of the moon, which isn't, by the way, dark. Just FYI.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Floyd.
You're welcome.
All right.
Just call me Pink. I'm okay.
Yeah.
You can call me, I guess, Pinky Toe would be more correct.
Yeah. Goes with your big toe. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was the second article tonight.
Wow.
And again, as long as government's involved, I just don't think that there'll be any forthcoming clarity at all. But that's my take on it. Just, dealing with the fact that it was only a few years ago and they were calling everybody idiots for looking for lights in the sky.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Now they want to control the information. Of course.
So
they're all on board.
So somebody has to do me a favor. We don't have phones still yet, right? We're
That's
phoneless
true.
now. That sucks because I want somebody to come. Manuel Annie.
Manuel?
Manuel. I'm sorry. I'm just never going to get that right. M.A. Says, quote unquote, laughs in Canadian. You have to, somebody has to do something to give me the information on what laughing in Canadian sounds like. I know what laughing in French sounds like. That was awesome. But laughing in Canadian, I don't know, it'd be like, I don't know.
What?
Sucking down a kokanee or something. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, probably. Probably got to hit the kokanee. They're pretty good beer, actually.
It is, yeah. Kokanee Gold's the best.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, let's move along. We're going to go to the unexplained-mysteries.com and deal with their
That's
extraterrestrials.
a lot of A's, huh?
Extraterrestrials, yeah. Filmmakers seek to prove authenticity of three-fingered alien mummy.
Oh, no.
I don't think it's the papier-mâché ones, though. I don't know. We'll see. The mummified humanoid entity that was allegedly discovered curled up in a mountain mine somewhere in Peru claims... God, how big is this? No, it's not big. All right, it says, claims of mummified extraterrestrial entities have been coming thick and fast in recent years, with multiple prominent examples, such as that championed by controversial UFO researcher Jaime Maussan in Mexico last year, that's the papier-mâché ones, making headline news around the world. Now another alleged alien mummy has been brought into the limelight, this time courtesy of filmmakers Serena D.C. and Michael Mazzola, who are putting together a new documentary that will reportedly prove that the entity contains a new form of DNA. Okay. That has never been seen before.
Wonderful.
The alien itself, which was allegedly discovered inside a mountain mine in Peru, is only around 4 feet tall and has only 3 fingers on each hand, and was founded in a seated position with its legs crossed. According to reports, a second 9-foot-tall specimen was also discovered, but has yet to be revealed. The filmmakers intend to present incredible new evidence, including X-rays and laboratory tests results at a press conference that will take place on March 12th. Oh, cool.
Oh, nice.
Not everyone is as convinced about the authenticity of the alleged alien bodies, however, with local authorities in Peru branding them fakes designed to attract tourists. Whatever the truth may be, we'll likely learn more over the coming weeks. Well, there you go. And there's an image of it. Again, I think I've seen X-rays of this, though, and it really appears to have a skeletal body. But I don't know. Looks like 3 toes as well. Oh. I don't know. I can't really see that well. But there is an image of it as well, folks. I'm going to put a link to this in the chats if you guys want to check out more or look into some of the other links that might be provided. You are welcome to do that. That link is in the chat. Now, going up now. So, there you go.
Maggie's so funny.
What Maggie do?
Laughing in Canadian. Ha ha, eh?
Laughing in Minnesota. You betcha.
You betcha. Yeah, sure.
Don't you know? All right, that's Minnesotan laughter. I'm just saying. Hello to Mom, by the way. I think she's out there watching. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
She probably thoroughly discussed this with us by now.
Don't you make fun of my mayonnaise. It's not even mayonnaise. Miracle Whip.
Miracle Whip's a big thing. I grew up with Miracle Whip.
It's too spicy for you guys. What are you talking about?
Spicy? Come on. We don't have dead palates. We have refined Minnesotan palates.
Minnesotan palates.
For Miracle Whip and Lutefisk. So I'm just saying. That was a big thing in Minnesota.
Oh, my goodness.
I never ate that stuff, though. It looks like jellied puke to me. I couldn't do it. I saw it. I smelled it.
Fish sacks.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw enough things in the river. That reminded me too much of what I swam in.
Oh, no.
So, anyway. I grew up swimming in the Mississippi River. That might be what's wrong with me, folks.
That might be it.
For those of you wondering, what the hell's wrong with that guy? It could be the pesticides and DDT and probably heavy metals that I would grow up swimming in. It's like
Don't drink the water, dang it.
Yeah, well, try learning to water ski with your mouth open. I drank a lot of the Mississippi. I was dragged behind more boats than most people. I never did really sort getting up on water skis. But I'll tell you what, I was a hell of a lure.
Well, you certainly weren't a bob.
There was a fish bouncing all over me. Hey, Dad, get that walleye off my back.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I drank all kinds of that water. That was not a good thing. And that was back in the 70s, too, so God only knows. That was a lot less clean back then. You wouldn't believe what would float by. All right. Yeah, you're probably better off not knowing. Anyway, let's get to the next one. And this is another one from Unexplained-Mysteries and the last one for tonight. For the news, because, God, this has been going on long enough.
The pain is actually manifesting now.
Yeah, it's making a cramping feeling in my lower intestines. All right, so
just lay on your left side, you'll be okay.
Yeah, I'm sure. All right, next article from unexplained-mysteries.com. This is the UFO phenomena again, folks. So we're going to dive into some UFO-y stuff with this one, and this is researchers in Norway search frozen lake for signs of an egg-shaped UFO.
Wow.
Yeah, I had not heard of this. This is brand new to me, so I don't know what the stories is, why they're looking there, but people must have seen an egg-shaped UFO in that lake.
There you go, yeah.
Divers are searching the lake bed for an anomalous object that has shown up on sonar images. The story goes that in 1947, a mayor of the town of Røros in Norway witnessed a mysterious egg-shaped object come down from the sky and descend into the nearby lake.
Don't even try it.
Djupsjön.
Nope.
That's not bad, right?
It's not good.
How do you know? That might be dead on, Don.
See, the thing is
how much Norway do you speak?
Exactly none.
Exactly.
That's why I say it's good enough.
I'm from Minnesota, so maybe we got a stab at this.
Oh, wow, yeah.
There's a lot of Norwegians there.
Well, only if you're talking about the Kensington.
Lake Djupsjön. Maybe that's it. Anyway, we're going to go with that. It's a tale that has been told for years and remains popular with the locals, yet to this day, nobody's been able to explain exactly what it was and that he saw enter the lake. What it was that he saw enter the lake. Sorry, I read that terribly that day. More recently, however, researchers investigating the story have discovered some sort of unknown object at the bottom of the lake using sonar imaging equipment. The anomalous object, whatever it is, measures 14 meters long and 3 meters wide. Wow. Now, in a renewed bid to solve the mystery once and for all, diving crews have started scouring the bottom of the lake in an effort to locate the object and determine what it is. Their efforts have attracted the attention of the media and even a film crew who have been filming the team dives as part of a new documentary. It's really exciting, said Arnulf Loken of the Norwegian UFO Center. This is one of the largest UFO search operations in the history of Norway, and I think it's something known, not something unknown from space. Something terrestrial, but who knows? So far, the search has come up empty, but it's still possible that something will be found. What that something might be, however, remains to be seen. Well, there you go. The source was daggins.com, so very cool. I don't know. Egg-shaped UFO? Maybe. Maybe, Don. Might be down there. Just saying.
Maybe.
All right. That was the last article tonight, and that about wraps up the news. I don't know how we can abuse the news any more than we have. So.
Oh, just give us time.
Yeah, we can make a train wreck out of pretty much everything.
That's true.
All right, so let's get
any time.
Yeah, the drop of a hat. All right, let's get back to it.
I was hoping he'd go, brown sugar, brown cow.
Oh, that's your line.
Yeah, you wouldn't do it, yep.
I can't do it. I wouldn't do it justice, Don.
I don't think I do either.
You do it injustice. All right. Well, there you go, folks. That was the news. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that and felt like you learned something and maybe took a new piece of information away from it other than Don and I are idiots. Other than that, maybe there's some redeeming qualities in what you learned. So
that'd be fun.
Vincent Sanchez says brown chicken, brown cow. There you go. Vincent pulled it out. Pulled it in there. Nice job, Vincent. You filled in the blanks. All right, so we're going to get to some other stories, which we do a lot of here on the show. But let me see. I forgot to drag that one over. I didn't even click it. Didn't I click it? Yeah, I did. There we go. There we go. All right, we're going to get to a story. This is an article in Thought Catalog that actually I kind of skipped the last couple shows, I think. So we're going to get to it tonight. There's only a few left, but these are 25 people tell haunting stories about unknown creatures they saw with their own eyes. And this comes from Thought Catalog, ladies and gentlemen, another fantastic article. I really love Thought Catalog, and I'm going to put a link of this in the chat too, because we're going to polish it up tonight. And if you guys missed any of the other ones, then you can go back and read them. And check out Thought Catalog for anything else you're interested in, because there's just a ton of great articles over there. And again, we advocate supporting all of the sites that we use on this show, because, my God, I love them. And if they disappeared, I'd be heartbroken, because they have so much great information.
What? There's a Paranormal Portal page on IMDb.
Yeah, you just found
Seriously?
that now? Yeah, click the link.
Yeah, I'm going to.
I was all I did, and every once in a while, ladies and gentlemen, having a show,
wow.
I just do searches for Paranormal Portal, because honestly, I have trademarked the name, and
They're all there.
Yeah, all the episodes. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. And I don't know why they're on IMDb. I don't know how they got put there.
So what?
Look at the stars, though. That's what's weird. It says starring. And anyway, I was searching this, just random Google search of the Paranormal Portal, and I found this link for IMDb, and I'm like, what? I had no idea this was out there. Nobody reached out to me or said, hey, we're going to start an IMDb, or we're doing one, or we're compiling one. Maybe there's one for every podcast. I don't know. Or many of them. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I would suggest getting in there and getting that claimed.
Yeah, I'm working on that, actually.
Okay, so cast and crew.
Yeah.
I don't see.
There's two names in there.
Series who is that? I know the one.
Yeah, Mercedes is one of them. Yep. But
I wonder if she put in the movie she's doing. I wonder if she had submitted that, and then
no, because I'm not in there for the Irish Bigfoot Research Organization.
Well,
and that was narration as well.
Huh.
So I don't
know.
It's just strange. I don't know.
Crazy.
But there's an IMDb page. Yeah. Does anybody have a radio? Al, I got one. What do you mean a radio, Al? Yeah, I have one in my car. I'm sure I have portable radios around here. A couple of them probably out in my garage. I pretty much do everything online now. But yeah, I don't know what the question is for, Al. But yeah, I got one. Ham radio? No, I don't have ham. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think ham radio is awesome. I think that's wonderful. I'd love to know how to do it and get the license and set up. That'd be fun. But
you just need a CB.
Well,
that's
yeah.
all CBs are.
Well, kind of, but ham radio is like
ham radio. So
all around the world.
CB is only this much.
Yeah.
On the frequencies of a ham radio. Yeah. So it's only this many.
Sure, frequencies. and it's very very evening all. Brent, Don, Rachel, Elaine, Maggie. Hi, Digger Dog. Good to see you. And Wizard Jordan Cogburn is in here. Trick question. They're both Stimpy. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I was trying to find a link to that, but apparently I'm the brain.
Oh, okay. Wait a minute.
What are we doing tonight?
You're the brain?
Same thing we always do, Stimpy.
Ren and
Take over
Stimpy?
the world.
Ren and Stimpy, maybe? All right, so we're going to get to this Thought Catalog article and dig into this. See what you guys think. We're on number 21, so there isn't a lot left, but there's 4. We're going to read all 4 of them now. And number 21 is, we saw inhuman footsteps in the snow. Your tummy is growling at me. Don, are you channeling a spirit?
All I got to do is just lay on my left side. I'll be fine.
Okay. Good luck with that.
Yeah, I did get it backwards, David. I realized that after a minute.
All right.
He's talking about Ren and Stimpy, not Pinky and the Brain.
Yeah.
Somebody said something about Pinky and the Brain, too, though. That's what brought it up. Anyhow.
Okay. We're just really having a random night here, aren't we?
It is kind of random.
Let's focus, folks. We got to dig into this stuff.
Inhuman footsteps in the snow.
Yep. We went on a snowboarding trip with a buddy in Vermont and ended up getting to a half of the mountain that wasn't open that day.
Ooh.
Started going down the trails even though the lifts weren't open. And once we got to the bottom, we realized there's no way to get back to the main lift. But we did see a trail that kept going down. Well, decided to go down that trail. And after about 2 minutes of riding down deep powder, realized it was a bad decision and we were completely lost.
Uh-oh.
My phone was dead, and my buddies only had a few percent. Managed to call Ski Patrol to describe where we were, and he said in the 30 years he worked there, he's never been down that trail.
Really?
So we began hiking back up in the knee-deep powder, there was these footsteps going across the trail that were huge and deep. Well, I'm terrible with measurements, but I imagine if someone took those large snowshoes for hiking and made them into the shape of a foot, but they weren't just in the shape of a foot. They were about 2 feet deep out opposite of snowshoes.
Wow.
And there was about 3 or 4 feet between each step. That's a huge stride. I actually started laughing at how ironic it was that both of our phones were dead when we found them. Yeah, they couldn't even take pictures. Oh, that's lame. Yeah. That was by Z Miller 23. Huh. Yeah, this is about the time you're about to find the prints of a lifetime. I don't know how big they were, but they sound enormous. All right. Anyway, number 22 is the next one up, and this one says, I heard the noise of something that sounded unlike any animal. Sounds like a lot of Squatch reports, doesn't it? Because Sasquatch don't sound like any animal either.
Right.
So, all right. My group of friends and I used to go drink and smoke at this really beautiful spot on a golf course in my town, surrounded by thick, lush forests. Well, we arrive one night and we're just chatting with one another just as we walk down the golf cart path, passing the tree line, when we all hear the most deep, horrifying, and distorted growl emanating from the woods next to us. God, I know what that sounds like. Oh, just gives me chills. Followed by what sounded like saplings being cracked in half. Well, we froze, exchanged, "Did you hear that?" and "What was that?" as quickly turned on our heels and speed walked back to the car. The entire time I felt like eyes were on us. I felt watched. I kept glancing over my shoulder because I was convinced I'd see some huge creature come barreling down after us. Got to the car, hopped in, locked the doors, and freaking booked it. Never saw anything, but God, was that creepy and strange. I have to mention, I live about 30 minutes outside of New York City, and we have coyotes, foxes, raccoons, skunks, and every now and then the occasional black bear, and it sounded like none of these animals. Coyotes have high-pitched yelps and howls, and I've been hearing them the entirety of my life. It wasn't them. Foxes and raccoons can make some god-awful noises, but they're also high-pitched, and God only knows what noises skunk make, but I'll bet they're cute as hell. Black bears would make sense due to the deepness of the growl and the saplings being snapped, but they're not only incredibly rare, it just didn't sound like a bear. It didn't sound like a real animal. It really almost sounded like a wolf growl that somebody had screwed with on audio software, making the pitch rise and fall from deep to impossibly deep, making it sound garbled and strange, and it seriously almost sounded digital in a way. I actually want it to be a bear just screwing around on a golf course, but I just don't. Ugh. And the authors, all right, forgive the language, but it's get in the goddamn car. So, yeah, that's a good piece of advice. Hey,
our friend, one of our friends from over the seas, Cade Moya's here.
Well, welcome,
from
Cade.
the Believe podcast.
Absolutely, our good buddy Cade Moya. How you doing, brother? Cade's actually doing a really ambitious project right now.
Yeah,
he's doing that mapping software with people's experiences, whether it's UFOs, cryptids, ghostly stuff, and he's got a map of Australia and I think New Zealand will be included on there, and people can report their sightings. So it's a great project. My hat's off to the guy.
Cade is one ambitious kind of guy.
Yeah, he really is. And ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't heard the Believe podcast, check it out.
Tune in, do it.
Cade's does a hell of a job, and his sound quality is through the roof. I mean, it's just amazing. Yeah,
he's got the secret sauce.
He does, actually.
How do you say that in Australian? Secret sauce. I'm about to get wiped off the map, aren't I?
Yeah, just call it the Fosters.
We'll just have a Fosters and call it a day.
No, that's the secret sauce, the Fosters. It's Australian for beer.
Every Australian right now is looking at you going, "You suck."
Yeah, they just clicked off.
They're like,
log
screw
off.
This guy. Thumbs down. Thumbs down. Thumbs down.
All All right, number 23. I saw a Sasquatch during a campout as a child. I was on a Cub Scout campout somewhere in the woods by Knob Noster.
Knob Noster?
Missouri.
Oh.
Yeah. I said Missouri for all you Missourians out there.
Or as that's probably called Misery.
Well, it could be. My friends were back at camp, and I was in the woods by the campsite. There was this fallen tree that was angled, and we spent most of this camp out trying to climb it. So it was halfway up the tree. I was halfway up the tree when I looked to my right, and a large, hairy orangutan-looking creature was looking at me and grinning. I was 7 years old and not on drugs.
Yeah.
And I saw an honest-to-God Sasquatch.
Wow.
That was by Ron Burgundy.
Even a large, hairy orangutan
Yeah.
would be not that big.
Yeah. That's funny that they end it with a G. Orang-utan is actually the name. Tang.
Yeah. The orange people, anyhow.
Yeah, well, no, it's actually orang is people, and utan is forest, so it's forest people in Indonesian.
I probably should know that.
Yeah, I've said it a few times on the show. Mrs. Portal's Indonesian, so I know these
She's
things.
a great cook.
Oh God, yeah. There's problem. That's why I have to struggle to lose weight. So there we go. Number 24. We keep seeing strange dark shapes. Why is that funny? Wow, Don. All right. We kept seeing strange dark shapes. When I was in college, I lived in a dorm for native students. It was the first multicultural house in the Greek village, and we were so proud. About 9 of us lived there. The college was built on our tribe's old wintering grounds, and the school had disposed of things in pretty shady way back in the 70s and 80s. Well, anyway, over the first few months we lived there, several of us noticing strange things. Several of us maybe started noticing strange things. We weren't comfortable by ourselves, and we'd see black people's shapes out of the corner of our eyes. Somebody even swore they had a conversation with me when I wasn't in the house.
Uh-oh.
They said the me was a bit off and vacant and strange, but they couldn't figure out why. This happened with a few of us. Things were being broken and misplaced, and we would hear strange wind noises sometimes. We finally went back to someone in our tribe who dealt with things like this. He came and cleared the house with tobacco and water, and we prayed and cleansed ourselves. 2 of us stayed in the house while he worked, and I distinctly remember him walking through the darkened living room, opening the door, and hearing what sounded like a tornado whiz through the room very quickly.
Wow.
Then it was over. Turns out it wasn't malevolent or anything, just something that had attached itself to the land. We never had any problems after the cleansing. That was by Raindrops, 1984.
I think it's pronounced Raindrops 1984. It's because it's not bolded.
No, I know. I don't know why they...
1984.
Yeah, gotcha.
Sometime in 1984.
Yeah, sometime in the 80s for... 25, I saw a strange reptilian creature. Oof, that's got to be creepy. This is about 7 years ago in Sierra Vista, a little city in Arizona, about 15 minutes from the Mexican border. Misfortune had hit hard, and I'd been homeless for about 6 months at that point. Oh, that's rough. So the usual schedule for me was to be awake until sunrise. The nights were cold, and staying moving kept me warm, and the first rays of sunlight were so warm that I was able to sleep. I could only sleep for a little bit before I was back up hitting a local charity for lunch. Catnap through dinner, wake back up as the sun goes down, and wander through the desert to stay warm until sunrise.
Ew.
Oh, God, my heart goes out to those people. I run you through my schedule so that you know this thing happened during my normal operating hours while I was fully awake. It's not possible that it was a dream, and not likely to be my imagination. So I had 2 routes. During the day I would be in town, so I'd be unarmed. But I had a straight-edge sword back in the burrow that I had bought when I had a job in a car and a house. During the night, I wandered the forest and would often be exploring far enough out that I can no longer even see the lights in town. So I'd wear my sword sheathed on my back, just in case measure. And I'd really only ever used it to carve up yucca stalks for the roof of my burrow. Okay, setup complete. Here's what I saw.
Nice.
I'm walking along, following the edge of a small wash, twirling a stick I'd found, and I'd walked for about an hour to get there, so I was probably a good 5 or so miles from any human on the planet. I hear a thump from up ahead, but there's some scruffy bushes ahead, so I can't really see anything. Well, not wanting to sneak up on something dangerous like a mother javelina or a bear, I take my stick and smack the nearest tree a couple of times. Thumping stops, and about 30 feet ahead of me, I see a head poke up from behind a bush. A head I've seen before? Kinda. It had big eyes and tufty bits on it, and was basically set up like any other primate face, but it also looked almost reptilian. So I did what any normal person would do. I grabbed my sword handle and yanked it. Well, it doesn't really work like that. I yanked it forward and accidentally broke the strap that kept the sheath on my back. So here I am brandishing a sheathed sword and a lizard monkey 5 miles from nowhere, and it stands up to full height of 4 feet, and Hussein bolts itself away from me with this ostrich person gait that was more awkward to watch than it was scary. That was by Fiocco, I guess, or Fiocco, or however you pronounce that.
Lizard monkey.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a one-off kind of strange thing. I've never heard anything like that before.
I really like that he said Hussein bolts away.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
So that article was compiled by Holly Riordan, and she's the author of Severed, a creepy poetry collection. And keep up with Holly on Instagram, Twitter, and Amazon. So there you go. There's social media links in that article as well. If you want to check out more of her work, I'm sure you can do that. But that was a great article.
I'm sorry. I think it's severed.
What?
Severed.
What do you mean?
Severed. You said severe. Severed.
Oh, severed.
A creepy poetry collection.
Well, it's like severe and then D in parentheses. So severed. Severed. Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, I'm confused.
All right.
Whatever the case, there you have it.
Welcome to our poor English lesson for the night.
Yeah. If you want to hear bad English, just tune in any night.
No, Bad English was a good band. We're just bad at English.
Yeah, we're bad at English. It's our mother tongue, and we still wrestle with it.
I don't know if it's our mother tongue.
Well, it is. It's native language. So that's what it means. All right.
It's more like the little brother tongue.
That just sounds gross.
Oh.
That sounds...
You just have to take it there.
No, I just went... I mean, that's where it went in my head. I didn't take it there. That's where it took me mentally. I don't like it. Make it stop, Don. Good God.
Brown chicken, brown cow.
Yeah, God. Yeah, well, that'll do it.
I did it. Yep.
That'll kill anything creative. All right, so we're actually just about at 7:55. I got a ton of cryptid stuff. Chunky Danger's here. Don, why don't we do shout-outs?
Shout-outs? What's a shout-out?
Still no phone, Aussie.
Yeah. No
Sorry,
phone,
brother.
Yep. Oh, look at that. We got a nice long list here. I don't know how to pronounce that last name, Owls, but it's
What?
I don't know. Hi, Al. How are you? That's a new name to me. Aussie Tiger's here. Barbara. Hi, Barbara. Chucky Danger. Uh-oh, watch out. That kid's dangerous. David Zeismer's here. He's also Minnesotan, by the way.
Minnesotan, you betcha.
Yep. Elaine's here. Hi, Elaine. Grumpy Owl. Izu Reloaded. That's another name I can always screw up for you. Jaron Daniels just popped back in
Jaron.
because he just decided to start chatting again. John LaBella's here. John Stevenson. Maggie M10 from the place where everything wants to kill you. Marcus Aurelius.
Down under.
Marcus Aurelius, RJ Windwalker, Rachel gets it right, SoCal Squatcher, Vincent Sanchez, how you doing? Wonder Woman, Wizard Moon, Digger Dog, and let's see if I missed somebody else. I don't think so.
Do you come from a land down under?
Oh boy.
I still love that song.
Name one other song they made. Just one.
No. You can't make me.
No, I cannot make you.
No, I remember they had about 3 songs that really seemed to do real well. But
they did, yeah.
That's the only one I can remember.
Nobody can remember anything else, yeah.
Well, yeah.
So
Men at Work. Yep.
Hardwick, Big D's here. How are you?
Nice to see you all. Thank you so much for coming in. And yeah, Men at Work, Barbara. I remember that. God, that song, The Songs of My Youth. Yeah. I remember it was right around the time Crocodile Dundee came out.
Geez, that's not a knife.
That's not a knife. Now there's a knife.
He's not a Sheila.
Jesus. I had to do it. Al says, buy my book.
Buy my book. Yes, it's called Dr. Pathic.
Dr. Pathic. Okay. That sounds interesting. Is it what is it about?
Given.
Given? What?
Ghost Radar says given.
Is he going to be giving them away?
Yeah, if you're giving them out, Al. The Ghost Radar said given. I think it meant to say give him.
Let's see. I only see a small thing here. Have you ever wondered what is at the beginning of the universe? Have you ever thought that it was perfect at the beginning? The beginning of the universe was a wonderful place and might have been so because many weren't born in poverty or chaos. The beginning of the universe may have been based on pure logic and understanding, and is probably why it seems so perfect. So, I don't know.
Chucky says nonsense. Instead of nonsense, it's nonsense.
It's always nonsense.
Oh, that's cool, Al. I got to give you props for that shameless plug. That's pretty bold. But yeah, that's wonderful. Congratulations on doing a book. I'm making a movie on this book too. Well, you ever look for some casting any leads? I might be available.
Yeah, he does better in a cast.
I might be in a cast.
You know, this guy over here is actually famous for his voiceovers. So maybe you can have him read nighttime stories.
I don't know about. I've done voiceovers. Doesn't mean I'm famous.
So many people have said I fall asleep to your voice. Yeah,
I know. I don't think that's a good thing though. When you have a show,
exactly. Yeah,
it's like when I watch the Portal.
I thought the idea was to entertain them to death, not just kill them.
No, I'm putting people to sleep. It's like I'm glad the voice is soothing, but I'm not sure this is the right profession for a soothing voice. I mean, for maybe for sleep apnea clinics or something. Right. Yeah, I'll just do some recordings for them.
So let's do some AC. What is it called? ASM.
Yeah, that ASMR. Yeah.
ASMR. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's some weird stuff. Yeah, don't do that. That's in my ears. I can't unhear that either,
you
Don.
Like it.
Not much. All right, so we're going to go to Sasquatch Chronicles because I got a ton of cryptid stuff tonight, folks.
Ooh, yeah, subconscious programming. Yeah,
freaking ton.
Freaking ton. A frankenton.
Freaking ton. Not a frankenton.
Oh, dang it.
I'm not sure what a frankenton would be, but I'm here to tell you special thanks to Wes Germer for letting us peruse his blog and find all the listener emails that he posts. Those guys are awesome. Jaron says, you guys rock. Always fun. Thank you, Jaron.
You are awesome. You rock, my friend.
Yeah, you and your brother, you guys are great. We'll be looking forward to you and Vernal. By the way, let us know if you're going to get a table or are you guys just cruising around?
Yeah. That we asked that question to ourselves earlier.
Yeah.
Are you actually going to have a table there, or are you just cruising around, going to be there the whole weekend? Yeah. Because if not, well, I don't know.
And Chucky, you should make that journey. I'm just saying.
It's a good time.
You'd really love it. So, down to Vernal, Utah, ladies and gentlemen, for Phenomicon in September of this year.
Phenomiconical.
Yeah. Speaking of other conferences, when's the Flash of Beauty thing going on? I'm wearing their shirt.
Oh, jeez. Gosh, I forgot.
Isn't it in April?
It is, but we don't. So, and Marie Dumont's coming too.
Yeah, she's going to be up there as well.
But it's not the same weekend. That's a different weekend.
Oh, is that for the conference? She's coming up for the conference, not the Flash of Beauty?
It's a Bill and Susie thing.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Both of them are?
Yes. They're both a Bill and Susie thing.
Oh, wonderful.
So
I didn't know that. I haven't talked to Bill in forever. I'll have to give him a holler.
Yeah, we'll have to. But it's coming up.
Okay.
They're both coming up, and we got to go up there to see Marie.
Yeah.
To come to our part of town? Are you kidding me?
Good. RJ's coming. Good. You're going to Vernal?
RJ's coming to Vernal? Nice.
That'll be wonderful, brother. Any of you that can, it would be great to be able to meet you guys. I only live here in the weekends, huh? Well, you should come down too, Marcus.
Selkirk Squatch.
Yeah, Selkirk Sasquatch, yeah.
Selkirk Sasquatch.
But yeah, I mean, there's the Vernal is the only one we're locked into so far, but we're going to be in Medellin Falls, Washington State, for the Flash of Beauty event that's going on over there.
April 6th.
Brett. Oh, okay. April 6th. So Brett. Oh, really? That's Mrs. Portal's birthday.
Uh-oh.
Happy birthday, honey. I'll give you some peace and quiet.
We're leaving for the weekend. See ya.
It's going to love that. That one's coming up. And then I don't know about conferences in this area this year. I don't know if Steven's doing another roundup or not.
I don't know.
Yeah, I've not heard anything. So, or when the Medellin Falls thing is going on this year. I don't know. But I'm sure we'll attend everything that we can. I've also reached out to Charles about getting into some more investigations now.
Right.
So you and I got to talk after the show, too. I got a couple questions for you. Nothing serious, just looking for updates on some things that we were looking into as a team.
Sure. Yeah.
So anyway, I just remember that. Sorry, I'm just spider webbing.
Oh, Florida Skunk Ape.
April 7th is my birthday. Wonder Woman, you got to email me. I want to send you a T-shirt too. You want it, and I don't know where to mail it. If you sent it to me before, I'm sorry, but please reach out to me at paranormalportalradio@gmail.com. Or if you're on Discord, message me directly. Just give me the information so I can send you that. I'm excited to send you your shirt. Everybody else has gotten theirs. And we'll be doing more giveaways this month for free T-shirts, by the way. So we do a Discord. If you're not involved in our Discord community, get involved. The link is in the description below. And if you're on YouTube, if you're not, it's https://discord.gg/paranormalportal. That's the link to our Discord server. Special thanks to K-Love for making that happen. And Chucky has been spearheading the questions of the week over there, which we go over usually on Saturdays. This time we're going to have to wait until a week from Saturday because I'm not doing shows Friday or Saturday. But we do a T-shirt giveaway there. We do one here on YouTube for our members. And I'm thinking about putting together a little game show, have 2 contestants join via Zoom and answer some questions, and we'll see how it goes. So to do a giveaway on just for non-members, but it'll be more of a competition. So anyway, we'll get into that. Happy early birthday, David, for sure.
So it looks like June 15th is when Marie is going to be up here.
June 15th.
June
okay.
15th. Let me tag you in that.
Yeah,
Let me
please.
tag it to Paranormal Portal.
Could you please post the details for the Phenomicon in the Discord? Sure, just go to easiest thing, Chucky, is Phenomicon.net. Whoops.
That's right. It's
net.
At Paranormal Portal.
And that's just, clicking there is just easiest. Aussie, you don't have Zoom? Sorry, brother. But we're going to do it with Zoom, so definitely use that. Zoom is free to download, by the way. We'll do a random drawing for 2 contestants that are interested. And then if you're there, I'll send you a link to each of you. And, well, I'll just post it, but only you 2 should join. Nobody else should join. We got to keep it copacetic, as it were. So anyway, let's get to the Sasquatch Chronicles. And we're going to get to this story. Again, Wes's SasquatchChronicles.com is an amazing site. And you guys should be visiting it if you're not, especially if you like Bigfoot and other wonderful informative stories and links to some great shows that are out there, including ours. Wes posts us up sometimes too. I'm just saying,
So I take it we're not going to Flash of Beauty?
Why?
Because it's on Mrs. Portal's birthday.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. I can maybe figure out a different day to celebrate with Mrs. Portal. We'll sort that out. As we get older, it's like, yeah, it's another year.
Yay.
The novelty's kind of worn off after this many of them.
So, you can only eat so much cake, right?
Yeah, I can't eat any right now. So, yeah, it's not good for me anymore. But anyway. All right, let's go to the Sasquatch Chronicles blog from March 5th, ladies and gentlemen. This is a furry monster in the woods with red eyes. Oof. Sounds like a squatch to me. A listener writes, approximately 1980 or 81, Macon, Georgia. I was between the ages of 8 and 9 years old, living in some apartments with my mom that butts up to the woods. This was only one of 2 apartment complexes in the area, along with one gas station and a bowling alley. at the other end of the street coming into the area. Everything surrounding this area was thick wooded areas. Macon is known for very large Ocmulgee River, that pretty much flows through the majority of this town. It's also famous for its Indian mounds located within a mile of the river and sitting at the center of Macon. Loads of tree pointers here from the natives. Loads of tree pointers? I don't know what that means. But anyway, really amazing stuff to look at, and think on how intelligent our ancestors could have been. 40 years ago, we were somewhat small town, but has since blossomed into a more metro area, still surrounded by lots of swamp areas with alligators, black cats, and loaded with deer, depending on where you're at. 15 miles north of Macon, there's several national parks butted up back to each other. 6 miles south, we have Bond Swamp right at the edge of the county, and it's Bibb County. It's labeled the Mini Everglades. I'm not sure why, considering Georgia is famous for the Okefenokee Swamp in the south, Georgia, where there's been a few sightings of the Dogman and lots of Bigfoot encounters, and the Everglades are located in the south of Florida. Go figure. Well, I've visited the Everglades before and didn't really know Bond Swamp was there for a little while. If it's anything like the Everglades, it should be an amazing place to visit as well. Well, anyway, I'm 8 or 9 years old, playing in the woods, and saw a large creature standing there looking at me with bright red eyes. Oof. At the time, I believe I blacked out because I don't remember getting out of the woods on my own. It was late in the day, pretty close to dark. No sunlight was out and looked like everything was gray after a good rain, but I don't recall it raining that day. Must have been just gray skies that day or just too close to dark for the sun. However, there was still plenty of time before the darkness took over. I do remember telling my two closest friends at the time, I saw a large furry monster in the woods with red eyes. I've only thought about this event a few times in my life and reminded myself of how silly I must be. I saw the Patty video in those days and never put the two together because that wasn't what I saw. It was not until I started listening to some of the Bigfoot shows recently and heard how so many people had encounters with red eyes associated with them. All of a sudden, it hit me like a ton of bricks with what I saw, and no, I wasn't losing my mind, and maybe I did see a Bigfoot. I never told anyone else until recently, and I took my son and husband to those apartments not too long ago and told them what happened. They do seem to believe me, and I've always understood there's much more out there than we realize. Well, that's good. I found the trail I was on, but it's now completely bushed over, leaving no visible entry. At the time of the encounter, I had only been in those woods a few times, at best, 3 to 5 times, in the 10 years I was there. I don't recall anyone hanging out in there at all, but there was definitely a fairly wide trail leading into the woods. It was probably too thick to fool around in once you got about 80 or to 100 feet into there. My visual encounter took place approximately 40 feet into the woods at the most, and the monster was no more than 30 or 40 feet from me. And I'm pretty sure it was closer to 30 feet. His hair was full and at least 2 inches long, hair all over. Completely black all over, and I can't describe the face due to the shock of those red eyes. Placed a lot of influence over my own eyes. This thing, I'm guessing, to be 6 to 7 feet tall, depending on how close he actually was to me. Could have been a little taller. Who knows? Well, there you go. The red eyes. And the red eyes are kind of confusing. Are they a self-generating light? Mm-hmm. Or are they just...
projected?
Yeah, or are they just so sensitive to light that they will reflect light right back out? And that appears red, maybe from the shape of the cornea, or maybe like a mood ring. Oh, don't mess with that one. Look for wait for the green-eyed ones. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, that's pretty creepy. I don't know, especially being such a young kid, man. That's got to be nightmare fuel.
Impressionable.
Yeah, that's called damaging, mentally damaging stuff. But there you have it. That's the first one for tonight from the Cryptid Corner. Let's get to another one. What?
Rachel says the reason the creature's eyes were red is because it got into the hiker's special gummy bear stash.
Why are your eyes red? Allergies?
Allergies? I got, don't you know allergies?
I got allergies, okay? Just leave me alone. Quit looking at me.
That's obviously a Canadian Squatch.
I got allergies, eh?
Hey.
Get in the boot.
Get in the boot.
The boot. I was about to go home, okay? Eh?
Hey, you hose head.
We love you, Canadians. We love you, Canadians. You guys are amazing. And again, I'm from Minnesota, so it's like Canada Light, you know. So anyway, let's get to this. Sasquatch Chronicles blog, March 5th. Another one. The creature at Diablo Lake. Anytime you come across a lake that is named Diablo,
get the hell out.
Just leave. Just go home. There's nothing good going to happen there.
Nope.
Anything that has the name Diablo in it, and honestly, these things are named for some reason,
right?
And a lot of times it comes from like the First Nations, a translation of the First Nations names,
right.
You know, like the Evil Lake or the Forbidden Lake. Well, it's Diablo Lake, but, you know, it's just the naming conventions were taken a lot of times from those First Nation wisdoms.
Wisdoms.
And, yeah. Near where I lived, actually near where I was growled at by a few miles, there's Devil's Pond.
Oh. Yeah.
And you can't find it on a map, but all of us locals knew it was called Devil's Pond. And yeah, that's where I was growled at, in that region. So, all right, so Diablo Lake, let's see what's going on here. A listener writes, in 2015, I spent the day on a motorcycle ride over SR 20 in Washington State. We rode around Winthrop and Twisp.
Yep.
You know these areas?
Yep.
Then broke up and went our separate ways. I'd made plans to camp with another group of friends that night at Colonial Creek Campground at Diablo Lake. Are you familiar with Diablo Lake?
I don't know where that is, though. No, not
okay.
that.
That's what I was asking next. Okay. Don's from the Pacific Northwest, like the Olympic Peninsula area.
Yep.
I'd spent plenty of time in that area and was very comfortable there. Well, after a day of riding with one group of friends, I was excited to meet up with the other group of friends. We had a great time hanging out, and eventually we went to our own tents and went to sleep. And I guess I laid down around 12:15 a.m., and it took me a bit to get comfortable and doze off, and I think I finally fell asleep at around 1 a.m., and around 1:45 a.m. I heard a call, much like the Ohio sound from across the lake. I estimated it was 4 or 5 miles away, but the sound filled the entire valley and woke me up. Well, I smiled, chuckled, and told myself that it was Bigfoot. Well, this call went on for about 5 or 10 minutes, when all of a sudden there was a return call on my side of the lake.
Oops.
Yeah. I felt like the return call originated about 3 miles uphill, coming from Pinnacle Peak or Colonial Peak. I felt a sense of surprise and was taken back by the volume and duration of the return call. And this call started out low and soft and then crescendo to a very loud and bellowing. The sound resonated through me in a way that I instantly woke me up, and I became alert. Before I could fully comprehend the return call, there was another call from across the lake, and this call had a shorter duration. My instincts told me that the call from across the lake was a female, and the call on my side of the lake was a male.
Uh-huh.
And this went on for about 20 minutes back and forth.
Uh-huh.
I was in disbelief, and I thought of every animal sound I knew, and there was nothing like it. The duration and volume was beyond any wildlife's capabilities, not to mention any human's ability. It was fascinating to listen to and was an experience all in its own. Then things got terrifying. What happened next still causes me anxiety, just thinking about it. What I will call the male calling from my side of the lake started coming down the hill. Oh dear. It would stop to call back to the female on the far side of the lake, and each time it called, the intensity of the volume became increasingly more intense. I typically carry protection when I'm out in the woods, mostly for a noisemaker. My theory is that the biggest barks wins most of the time. Mm-hmm. Well, I've had to scare off cougars using this method in the past. Regardless, I white-knuckle gripped that 44 Magnum and was convinced it was not enough firepower to stop whatever was coming down that mountain, much less a bigger bark. I laid there in my flimsy tent, tucked into my mummy bag, grasping my 44 as I cowered with each return call getting closer. Oh, that's got to feel horrible. At some point, I started hearing footsteps. With each step, the ground shook with a vibration that resonated through the ground. I could feel each step getting closer. What was hard to comprehend was the gate between the steps. In my mind, I envisioned this thing as jogging, not walking, and I estimated the distance between each step to be 9 to 12 feet. This thing was now in the campground and still returning calls. The terror I felt was indescribable. I was literally frozen with fear. I didn't dare make a sound. I couldn't if I wanted to. My body went into an involuntary flight mode. I couldn't function. My body, meaning I could not get out of my sleeping bag if my life depended on it. I was frozen in fear. My heart was racing. I was uncertain what was going to happen next. Not knowing was the worst part. And would you believe it? This creature ran right through my campsite, only feet from my tent. It let out a call that sent me into the state of shock. The volume, the duration, the resonating force of sound. I was defeated and terrified. As quickly as it came into my campsite, it left, and without hesitation, it jumped into the lake. Man, I hate to be what it was after. Which in my mind sounded like an elk being dropped from about 20 feet into the water. There was a huge splash. If you've ever seen Diablo Lake, you know it's glacier fed. That water is extremely cold. And this didn't even faze it, much like a dog chasing a ball into a cold lake. It didn't hesitate. This behavior suggested to me that this was some type of animal or primitive. Not many humans would jump in that water at night. And if they did, you'd hear them screaming in shock. It's freaking cold. The moment it jumped into the lake, it started its way across the lake. I started to feel some relief. However, I lived in terror for years. I believe I suffer from post-traumatic stress syndrome. After that event, I listened to your shows and used them as a type of therapy, and I'm able to relate to others and their experiences.
What's a type of therapy?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, he's therapeutic.
Okay.
Knowing that I'm not alone gives me a sense of relief, and I have told many people about my experience. I often encounter people who are dismissive, but this doesn't faze me in the least. Once you know, you know. And for anyone who says they want a Bigfoot experience, I would caution them against it. It will change your life, and most likely not in a positive way. It's been many years now, and I've not tent camped since. I've hauled my travel trailer to state parks, but I'm not comfortable remote/primitive camping anymore. I could not bring enough firepower, nor do I think I'm smarter than these things in their environment.
No.
I would not have a chance if they decided to harm me. I do go out on day hikes, but I am armed and am constantly looking for signs. I've turned around on trails before for no other reason than my gut told me something isn't right. That being said, I love the Pacific Northwest and will continue to push myself back into the beautiful areas in this state and BC that has to offer. However, I'm no longer naive. Yeah, that's got to be horrifying.
Yeah, no doubt.
Just to slowly hear it coming. And it's not even being like stealthy about it. I think what we should do, let me just do this. I want to go to bfro.net. Because we often hear references to the Ohio howls.
Right.
And I know that they used to be on BFRO sound recordings. Here we go. And, this is Matt Moneymaker's site. He's from Finding Bigfoot, of course. And they've got thousands of encounter stories here, along with a map. If you're interested in finding if you've got things going on in your area, just go to bfro.net. Let me get to the sound recordings. Many more recordings. Where's the Ohio?
It's that 94 moaning and howling from Columbia County.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Yep, the first one right there.
Columbiana County, Ohio.
Yep.
All right, let's just do MP3.
Yeah.
we don't. Obviously, it's not the dog barking, it's underneath that. And remember, folks, what you're hearing is a very tinny, small recording of a sound that's probably resonating like a thundercloud. You know, I mean, it's just, it doesn't really do it justice, but at least you can get an idea of the Ohio howl.
Right.
Oops, I didn't mean to close that. I meant to go back.
Barbara says, that's making my dog bark from the other room.
Oh, really?
Sorry.
Sorry about that, Barbara. Just right there. This is the moaning howl from Mississippi. Let's see what this one is. Let me open another tab. Might as well just add another tab, right, Don?
Yeah.
The full recording, 387 kilobytes at an MP3. That's huge, right?
That's pretty big. That's about it. That's almost as big as one of our podcasts.
I think it's just they probably did it in a real high bit rate. Let's just check out the full and see how long this is. And action. Okay, that didn't work.
No, that didn't. Yeah, not at all.
That one didn't work. Let's go for a shorter segment. And action. Nothing. Okay. Well, apparently BFR needs some work. Needs some works. Whoops and Knocks from California. Vocalizations, Samurai Chatter.
Oh, the Ron Moorhead.
Yeah, Ron Moorhead's. We had Ron on the show. If you want to hear these in really good quality, Ron sent us the originals, and we aired them on his first appearance. They were great. Old Man Alone. This is, again, I'm sure, from Ron. Remotes. Yeah, there's the Sierra sounds. Class B. B recording.
SoCal Squatcher says, do not play in the woods.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. This is bipedal walking. I think we all know what that sounds like. Okay, maybe that's about it for the good sounds. But the whoops that are used often in the beginning of Wes's show, and we use them on one version of the Portal theme song for the podcasts. Mm-hmm. The whoop, whoop. I don't know where those are from, but I know I got them from here, Whoops and Knocks, maybe in Sierra Nevadas. Let's see. Whoops and Knocks. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the one.
Oh yeah, I know those sounds.
Yeah, you edit them all the time, don't you?
I do.
Yep. All right, so there's a few of the sounds and you can do some searches and find more out there. There's some great sounds of Bigfoot if you're curious about what that sounds like. But at least now you got an idea what that Ohio howl. It's the ooh, and sometimes they end in like a roar, like roar. And they go on and on and on. And you might find some good recordings online as well. But I wanted to share those with you because it gets mentioned all the time. It's the Sierra sounds.
Yep, all the time.
Or the Ohio howl, Ohio howl. And it's basically the one that Bobo would always imitate on Finding Bigfoot. And he did a hell of a job. Bobo's a big guy anyway. I think he's like 6'4" or 5. And he's got a chest about the size of a barrel. So he can resonate some sound, but I think I don't know if he doesn't like doing it anymore, or if it's literally that he just has done it to death and he's just kind of tired of doing it. It's like, hey, do the one thing that you do. Like, I'm sure whatever popular person has a shtick.
Yep.
No matter where they go, people are, hey, say that line.
Do that thing.
Yeah, do that one thing. It's like, I'm not your monkey. I'm not here to, be your dancing monkey.
Dance monkey.
Yeah.
Dance monkey.
So I don't blame Bobo for not wanting to do it all the time.
All. Nope.
I totally understand. Okay. So those are the BFRO. And check out the BFRO because you're going to find... Let me... That wasn't funny, Don.
No, it wasn't. But what Rachel said was.
What did she say?
So, I don't know. They're talking about different calls, I guess, and I just read this. Rachel gets it right. Says, Maggie, the one thing about that is dialect. I tried crow calls, but they were American. It's impossible to find a crow that goes caw caw, eh? Caw caw, hey buddy.
Take off, hoser. Caw caw. That's an old school crow. Hoser.
Caw caw, eh?
There you go. All right. Rachel's Canadian, so she speaks it fluently. All right. Here we go.
Hi, Deb.
Hi, Deb. How you doing?
Hi, Deb.
Did you say Deb's hi?
Deb's here.
Oh, you said Deb's here.
Oh, my God.
I said, hi, Deb. Deb's hi. I mean, hi, to here. Never mind. Sorry, Deb. Just had a funny thought. All right. Let's, I do want to get, this is not really the one. I wanted to go to some Dogman reports that we have from Phantoms and Monsters.
What?
Warning? Says worried.
Worried. Oh.
Oh, you worried about Dogman? Yeah, I would be worried too if I came in contact with it.
I'd be worried about
that.
American
Would
crows.
Be, yeah. Yeah, Don's scared of Canadian crows. Hey.
Actually, it's Canadian geese I'm scared of.
Oh, the honkers?
Yeah.
All right.
No, shut up, Don.
All right. The crows in Australia just sound really depressed. Hilarious the first time I heard them. I don't know how to depressed crow sounds. I'm trying to think of that. It's like, what does that sound like? Here's K9. Here we go. Here's the first one from Bucks County, Pennsylvania. Our friend Eric Mintel might be dealing with dogmen in his backyard.
There you go.
And this is Phantoms and Monsters, ladies and gentlemen, Elon's site. Another exceptional site with incredible encounter reports and just tons of information. So if you're looking for a great stop, SasquatchChronicles.com, PhantomsandMonsters.com, both of them have some amazing stories of people that have seen incredible things. So, and Lon also does a podcast. It's Phantoms and Monsters Radio, and you can find that on YouTube as well. So make sure to subscribe. Man, my neck is all funky tonight. There we go. So let's do it. This is from Bucks County, Pennsylvania. Witness confronts.
What?
9 foot tall upright canine.
Wow.
That's some
Would not be standing in front of something like that.
that's some iron huevos right there, brother. Oof. A Bucks County, Pennsylvania resident was checking on his dog at night and he walked into the basement. He was confronted by a 9 foot tall upright canine. A police report was supposedly made. Lon says he received the following account. In March 2021, I woke up in the middle of the night, went downstairs to check on my pet Irish setter. Well, it was dark in the living room when I got there, and every light in the house was off except for the electric night lights all around the perimeter of the downstairs and upstairs. So you can easily see things while walking around in the dark. Well, my house is kind of small and next to a few large local trailer parks. To my surprise, when I got downstairs, my dog was awake in his crate and looking up at a huge 9 foot tall, hunched over dogman. The terrifying thing was towering up to the ceiling and was so tall that it was hunched over just to fit in the living room by our pet's crate. I'm 6 foot 2 inches tall and skinny, but even I had to tilt my neck upwards just to look at it. My dog was awake, staring straight up at it. I never keep my dog in the crate, but sometimes my family snatches him from me and puts him in there. Well, anyway, this nasty-looking cryptid had strange feet and stood only on its tiptoes. It was not flat-footed like people are. It was impossible for a person to stand this way, which made me shudder. The thing had very little fur on its body, but really only had a giant mane of hair from its head, neck, and upper back downward. The hair was super long too, but the rest of its body lacked hair. This is why I mentioned mole rats in my previous post, even though these creatures are obviously not related. I don't know whatever previous post that is, but its arms were outstretched to its sides extremely far, as well as it obviously had no idea what it was like to be in my house before. It must have had to feel the walls of the small house with its arms just to move around. The arms were too long and far stretched out to even be a person in an outfit. It was obviously downstairs for a while, making this noise trying to eat my pet. This explains why I woke up out of nowhere like that. What was the scariest was that the Dogman was standing there practically frozen in time, looking at me, with ears pointing straight up. It was processing my location and was slowly moving towards me. Well, that's got to be a nightmare.
Well, it's kind of like it does. It only hears him, but doesn't see him.
Yes, I mean, I'd imagine
weird.
they can see fine in the dark.
Wow.
At first, when I saw it, I was stunned and did not want to move. I think it meant I was stunned and did not want to move. But when I got closer to it, it started slowly moving towards me, and I panicked hardcore, as anyone would. Its face was the nastiest, most gnarly thing ever. Huge, elongated snout. When it turned its head suddenly, it looked like something with nasty rabies or mange, and that tells me it was underground for a while, struggling or starving. Its teeth were grossly sharp. I ran as fast as possible, bumping into walls over and over, with it breathing loudly while I was yelling at the top of my lungs in terror. I was falling in my socks too, while trying to climb the stairs to wake up my relatives. My dog was just listening to everything at that point, and he hardly made a noise because he was obviously shaken too.
No, he knows to shut up with something bigger.
It's like, shut up, kid. What are you doing? When I got to my room, my mom woke up screaming too, called the police while hiding in her room. I booked it back downstairs with some blades to find the living room empty. Then I realized it could have been in any room in my small home, such as the kitchen, bathroom, or basement, so I booked it out the front door in the night, knowing that my mom was safe with her husband barricaded in her room, with them both yelling, and I informed them in time that something was downstairs. I figured with quick thinking that all of us yelling probably could scare the thing away, as you would do when encountering a bear or wolf in the woods. Well, I booked it out the front door and walked about 10 miles in the night with bare necessities I could grab in time. I don't know. This is kind of an odd story. I was terrified and only had blades. I'm a 26-year-old felon and not allowed to own or carry firearms. Well, I walked away like this because I did not want to find this thing unexpectedly in my house in some random room that I didn't check, such as the basement or bathroom. I was just happy to be gone and alive. You left everybody. While the cops checked everywhere for the giant intruder, I've been in cuffs a bunch of times too, and don't trust the cops anyways, unless they're just with my mom and her husband. I got lucky. After all, I was more familiar with the house than the Dogman was. Anyway, the best part for last, when I got back home. What?
No, keep going.
Okay. A large glass window, which was approximately 5 feet tall and 4 feet wide, was completely shattered. The thing obviously had a direct line of sight from our large backyard into my kitchen and living room and directly where the dog slept. And my family thought it was me that broke the window. Turns out the Dogman tore through our house from this one glass window. I had to yell at my family for about a year until my mom and brother admitted that they were wrong and the thing obviously existed. Finally, my dog does not run into the night anymore when I open the door of the house. Yeah, I'll bet. He's like, nope, I know what's out there. Hell no. Note, this is from Lon. I really don't know what to make of this account. It does seem a bit far-fetched, though I am attempting to verify the details. The location was in rural sections of Bucks County where we have received numerous cryptid canine accounts in the past. If I receive further updates, I will post them along with this account. Yeah, I don't know, too. I mean, it's one of those that's like, really?
Yeah.
I mean, why couldn't it see?
So, Barbara.
Yeah.
Barb says government hybrid Dogman. That's why it couldn't see in the dark easily.
I don't think so. I think, I mean, what do I know? I mean, it just, I've heard those claims.
Right.
But I don't know. I mean, I always have to drill down, to a skeptical side of me and just go, how is how are these things just wandering around?
Right.
If they were lab made, did they just escape? And because there's always reports of special forces and stuff going in and taking down Sasquatch and stuff.
Right.
So
Yep.
why would these, dogmen just be wandering loose and obviously incredibly dangerous if that's the case?
Right.
I don't know. But again, how come they couldn't see in the dark? How come they couldn't? Because I mean, if it's a genetic melding of different animals along with human DNA, then
Right.
it should inherit night vision, I would think, because it has mostly canid features.
Right.
Although it's bipedal, that's about the only human feature that he explained was it was up on two legs on its tippy toes kind of thing. Its legs were weird, which I imagine means the was it digigrade or
Digigrade, yes.
yeah, digigrade when their legs are the ankle bend is more like a backwards knee.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, could it be? Sure. I don't know. What the hell do I know? But it's just hard to wrap my head around that one. It's like, well, there's these, man-made ones. Wow. Okay. Again, it's just me on the outside looking in. So
Right.
I don't mean to call anybody out. So forgive me, Barbara, if it sounded like that. That's not my intent. It's just, how do we know? How do we know anything? And where's this information coming from? And is it really quantifiable, or is it just things that have been mentioned out on the wilds of the web? And unfortunately, that's an epidemic in a lot of ways, that there's thousands of claims out there that people have. Well, they're this. Well, they're this. Not just Dogman, Bigfoot. There's so many claims about all these different creatures. That sounds like people have very personal and intimate information, but
Right.
is it able to be substantiated?
Right. So Jaron says, what I find weird about him is how they're like in the city more than Bigfoot is. Like outside some girl's room in a Detroit suburb type city. Well, the thing is, though, is as a matter of fact, that area right there, Detroit, and then in Chicago and Cincinnati and places like that, there have been Bigfoot sightings in the cities.
Yeah.
Going through dumpsters and, wandering through people's backyards, yards, period.
Yeah.
There have been they're all over. I mean, it doesn't, Bigfoot, Dogman, in town, out of town, who cares? They're there.
I'm just looking for another story that I had pulled up that gets right to that. Because here it comes from
here we
Phantoms and Monsters. As if, Jaron, you were right on our...
Manifested this
You
one.
manifested
This
this
is all
one,
your
brother.
fault.
From phantomsandmonsters.com, urban Bigfoot caused havoc in Detroit, Michigan suburb.
There you go.
It's magic of the portal right here, ladies and
Party
gentlemen.
on, Wayne.
It's almost like we scripted this, but honest to God, we didn't. We just don't have nearly the intelligence or planning to do such thing. Urban Bigfoot caused havoc in Detroit, Michigan suburb. Let's get to this one. An eyewitness talks of her earlier account with the hairy guy and the havoc it later caused in Detroit, Michigan suburb. I received a telephone call from a woman whom I'll refer to as A.Y. When A was growing up in the 70s, she would spend a lot of time with her aunt who lived in the northeast suburbs of Detroit. The neighborhood had many acres of woodland, as well as old dilapidated properties that were covered in vegetation. A few hundred yards behind her aunt's home were old abandoned houses that attracted the attention of many of the kids in the neighborhood, and the kids would talk about the hairy guy who spent a lot of time in one of the large abandoned buildings. Well, A was curious, so she accompanied some of the kids into the woods. Sure enough, as they stood near the house, they would occasionally see the hairy guy look out of the large broken window on the first floor. Well, they were scared to go into the house and investigate, but they were also fascinated by the hairy guy. A described the face as that of a caveman with a wide, flat nose. The hair was black and stringy, and there had been talk in the area for many years of a huge, hairy creature that would be seen roaming the neighborhood at night. But nobody ever seemed to get a good look at this thing. The winter of 2016, A was living in her aunt's old house, which she moved into after her aunt passed, and she was returning home from work when she noticed that several people were gathered around what appeared to be a multi-car accident at the end of the street. There's a lot of ice and snow on the road, so she figured that that may have been the reason for the accident, but as she looked closer, the first thing she noticed was that one of the cars was literally upside down and teetering on the heavy branches of a large oak tree. Another car looked like it had been tossed into the adjacent bushes.
Weird.
Bushes, rather. She walked over to the scene and listened to one of the drivers, her neighbor, attempt to explain to the police officer that this big, hairy guy walked out in front of me, and I scared it, and he got really mad. I jumped out of the car and ran into the house. As she watched from the window of her house, the hairy creature picked up the small car and tossed it into the oak tree.
Wow.
Then it pushed the car into a yew bush and then flipped it on its side. The police seemed to think the woman was either impaired or crazy, but A had thought back to the hairy guy in the woods. As she walked back to her house, she soon noticed a trail of huge footprints in the snow along the side leading to the woods in the back. She took a few photos of the tracks, but she didn't say anything to anyone other than her nephew, who told A that it was a Bigfoot. Well, A is positive that the same creature she saw when she was a girl. Her nephew had been setting trail cams for the past 3 years, but he's been unable to capture any photographic evidence. The abandoned houses in the woods had since been razed. A is searching for the footprint photos in her old camera, which she promises to forward to me.
There you go.
Wow.
Crazy.
There you go.
Threw the car into the oak tree and then pushed one into a yew bush and then flipped it over, huh?
Yeah.
Crazy.
I mean, I don't know what kind of cars. We're talking smart cars, or are we talking like a Lincoln? But I mean, at any rate, lifting up a car and actually depositing in a tree is a freaking nightmare of strength. Yeah. I mean, really.
That's like 10.5.
Detroit is pretty haunted, Marcus says.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I've wondered. It's been happening a lot lately. Maybe
40 out of 57 saves Dawn. Hurry up. Hit that like button. Dawn doesn't want any BEKs. 40. We're at 40. There we go. Ha ha. Thank you.
Well,
I knew I could depend on you.
Yep. Save Dawn.
Yeah.
There's 57 people watching?
Apparently.
Well, we need more people. Come on, guys. Start getting the word out there. We want more people to come and enjoy the shows. Maybe, if they don't mind. If they're not already busy.
If you could really just come on over and just give us a like, we'll be fine.
Yeah, we like likes.
We like you.
We likey likes.
We like likey. We like.
All right, I got to find a short one now because we're actually down to the 15-minute mark.
Well, we were talking about brats earlier.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about those again. Thank you. That's not the direction of the show, but I found one here, and this is actually there was another one. I wanted to read the other unknown canine attack from Warwick County, Indiana. Is this cryptid? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know what it means. I haven't read it, so I guess we'll find out together. But this is also from phantomsandmonsters.com. Developing possible unknown canine attack reported in Warwick County, Indiana. Again, Indiana's right next to Ohio, so that madness just kind of floats right through the region.
That's the Erie, Indiana portion.
I received the following account from a local resident. I waited a little over a week to see if the authorities would comment or if the media would give an update. In Boonville, Indiana, on February 20th, 2024, a woman was found in a drainage culvert along Highway 62 with multiple severe injuries. Oh, poor woman. She was found 350 yards away from the Sheriff's Department complex and county garage. And from what we've gathered in our neighborhood, I live a half mile from all these locations, apparently she was attacked by a large, unknown, and unidentified canine. The news media hasn't received any further updates since around 10 a.m. And this is a very small and tight-knit community. Why haven't the local news stations been updated within 9 to 10 hours? WJTS TV releases the following. Authorities in Warwick County state that they are investigating a shocking incident where a badly injured woman, so she was badly injured. Okay, she wasn't dead.
Okay.
Thank goodness. Was found Tuesday morning alongside State Road 62 just outside of Boonville. Law enforcement states she was found next to a culvert pipe along the roadway. The woman's been taken to a local hospital and the investigation is still ongoing. We'll update you on the story as it's been made available to us. Then, the following night, this was posted. Henderson, Kentucky, WEHT. The Warwick County Sheriff's Office is investigating an incident that occurred on State Route 62 near Boonville. According to Warwick County Sheriff Michael Wilder, a female was found lying next to a culvert near the highway, and authorities say the female was seriously injured and she was transported to a hospital. Sheriff Wilder says the incident is still being investigated. Eyewitness News will update the story as the information becomes available. This is a developing story. Note, if anyone finds any updates to this incident, please feel free to forward them to me. Thanks, Lon. Again, this is from 2024, February 20th. So is there like something going on that they don't want to release more information? But it's from, February 29th was this article was released.
Yeah.
On Phantoms and Monsters. So,
well, that's just like, I don't know, it was like 2 years ago we were reading a story about an older gal. She was a teacher out walking her dog and was attacked by something that they could only describe as canid.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
And that was...
She didn't make it, though, right?
No,
she was absolutely mauled.
Absolutely. And, that wasn't the first one. Around that time, there was a whole rash of these canid some kind of canid attacks on people and pets. And nobody
had any more information.
More information. It was just she died from what can only be described as a attack by a canine of some type.
Interestingly enough, this woman is allegedly still alive, so is she ever going to come out and say, well, this is what happened, or is she just wanting to forget it?
Yeah. Can't say I blame her either way.
No, God, no. That would be a nightmare. I mean, just imagine something. I mean, oftentimes we look at our pets and we think, oh, yeah, they're sweet, loving animals, and most of the time they are.
Right.
But
it just takes
if they didn't like you, I mean, if they didn't like you and they were aggressive, your dog could literally shred you.
Yep.
I mean, they are so strong, they are so fast, and their bite is so powerful and does so much damage that if they got a hold of you, they're going to do this thing and shake and tear and pull. Mm-hmm. And even if you can get it off, you're probably going to lose the use of one limb right then. Whatever it grabbed onto,
right,
it's not going to work right after that. So all of a sudden you're at a big disadvantage, and it just goes downhill from there. So aggressive dogs, and these are 80 to 120 pound animals generally. I mean, some are much bigger, but you know what I mean. They're smaller than us, but they can literally kill without too much struggle. And, if you think you're just going to give it a good kick and it's going to think better of it. No. When a dog's in a frenzy, it just doesn't care.
It doesn't care.
It won't register pain because it's just wanting to destroy. I mean, they're just very, very powerful animals. So, I mean, even a house cat is surprisingly strong,
God, I hate cats.
Oh, come on now.
In general, I hate
They're
cats.
lovely, fluffy.
Sure.
Brent has some family stuff to take care of, David. Oh. Why?
Was asking how come there wasn't a show on Friday, Saturday.
Yeah, I got to be out of town. It's some family stuff going on. So I just can't be here to do the shows. But, I'll still be connected if you need to reach out to me for anything or just want to say hi. I love to hear from you. It's not that I won't be available at all. It's just that my time is going to be extraordinarily limited for till
days.
From tomorrow through Sunday, essentially.
Right.
But I'll be home on Sunday again, and by God, we'll put up another episode of the Portal podcast. There's some good ones coming up, folks. I'm just going to tell you. Right, Don?
Yeah, that's what I hear.
What do you as you're editing them?
As I edit them, yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Don is producing the podcast, so he takes care of all the heavy lifting on getting those things out.
Yeah.
He packages them up all pretty, and I just put them up online. So anyway,
or waits for the last second. Say, hey, can you do a quick edit?
Well, that's when I get them at the last minute.
Oh no, sir, that one was in there for at least a day.
Yeah. Oh, that one was. Yeah, that's true. But I gave you a lot of time.
Oh yeah.
I didn't wait till
I'm not
I was not on the wire.
It was like a 10-minute switch. It was no big deal.
No, it was good. It turned out really good. If you haven't heard the last podcast episode, listen to it. There's a great intro part in there, and the whole interview, of course, was wonderful. But
yeah, we had an intruder.
Oh, look at this. Rachel says, heck, an elderly woman was killed by a chicken pecking her.
Oh,
She
wow.
bled to death.
Wow.
A dog, any dog, vicious, yeah. Maybe Don and Sheldon can do the show whilst you're away, Brett. Man, you guys are portal junkies. I love it.
Yeah, they are.
I love it. But no. There's a lot of buttons to push. There's a lot of things to do. And I'm configured for the machine, baby. So, yeah, you're just going to have to watch the 1,600 other episodes that are already on YouTube.
Right.
Those are out there.
It's not like you're going to run out.
Yeah, there's plenty of shows I'm sure you guys haven't heard. So there's literally over 1,000 and a half.
And that's just the podcast. There's the 2 years of TFR
Yeah.
that's never been heard.
Yeah, exactly. So let me just look at this one. I want to see how many episodes there are right now. 1,534 episodes in YouTube, an archive.
1,500 plus.
Over 1,500 episodes of the Paranormal Portal. We've been doing this since 2017, folks.
Yep.
So this is not a new rodeo. Why ain't you bigger? Well, we're wondering the same thing.
It's not for lack of not for lack of good food.
or trying, but yeah, it's just YouTube's a tough egg to crack, folks.
It is, yeah.
But anyway, so there's podcasts to check out. If you haven't been listening for all 5 years of the podcast, then you can check those out. And there's over 1,500 YouTube videos. I'm sure that'll get you through the weekend.
Yeah, and there's close to 400 podcasts, and
yeah,
there's a lot of us out there.
We're getting there, folks. So yeah, just spread the word as well. I guess that's about the show, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it's 8:54.
54, yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we got to get to the nuts and bolts of this. Sometimes it's necessary to, show your love. So if you're not subscribed, please get subscribed. Please share our shows with people that are into the stuff. If you're on other groups, obviously we like to laugh. We like to have a good time. Some people get turned off by that. I get some hate messages.
Yeah.
But that's
a lot of people just don't get this show, and that's okay.
And maybe it's just not a good fit for everybody. The podcast, of course, is much more straightforward, but these shows we just like to have a good time. This is our variety stream where we stream all the different topics we can squeeze into 2 hours. We like to laugh. We like to have a good time. We like to interact with you guys. And sometimes that takes us off of the topic. Sometimes we just end up on, all kinds of stupidity. But we have fun doing it. That's the key is that, if you don't want to have fun, this is probably not the show for you to watch. Yeah. If you're here strictly for a paranormal fix, you can stick around and probably get your fill. But, if you can't make it through the laughter, this isn't your show. I'm just saying that. I mean, I'd rather.
But we still love you.
I'd rather
Come
have.
back and visit at any time.
I'd rather have a small audience of people that are definitely, in the vibe, in the moment,
right.
and in the groove of this, than to have a bunch of people that are just going to sit around and bitch about it. It's like, well, God, it's just all this crap, and I understand, and I don't begrudge you your personal taste, but if you don't dig what we're doing, find what you like, and there's so much to choose from online, but this is the way we do things on these live streams, and we like to have fun. Like to goof around a little bit, but we do take the matter seriously.
You know that the customer's always right thing? Do you know what the second part of that actually is?
I don't.
The customer's always right in matters of taste.
Oh.
Which means they can buy anything.
Right.
Watch anything. They don't have to have taste, So, the customer's not always right just when they decide that something's not for them. Then they're right.
Right.
So if you're the customer and you don't have a taste for this, well, hey,
yeah, there's
more boring people to listen to.
There's plenty. There's plenty. I mean, and God bless everybody that's trying to do a show. It's it's work. It's not just. I mean,
Chucky, you're a moderator. You can post a link.
Yeah, he can. But just so you know, I mean, we love doing it. We love that you guys are a part of it. We'd love more people to come and find it and enjoy it as well. But if it's not your thing, then God bless you.
Yeah, we're okay with it.
God bless you. Good luck. Hope you find what you're looking for.
The door's right there.
Yep. I share the show with my ventriloquist dummy. That's what I'd like to say. If
now
I had
I'm
a
really
ventriloquist
now I'm
dummy.
really creeped out.
Yeah, that's a little spooky.
That's
Rachel.
yeah.
Oh, she doesn't even have one. That's what I'd say if I had a ventriloquist dummy, but I ain't cool like that. Not sure that rolls in the cool lane, but anyway, you know, I think it's a talent if you can do it. Yep, like Tony. All right,
Who?
so I don't know if he's talking about Tony Merkel or who.
Yeah.
RJ, who you mean? Tony who?
Tony what? We don't know her. Never met her.
It's a lot of work to set aside time for sure. Well,
It is, yeah.
you know, this is the focus of my life. So, I mean, I'm always working on this stuff. But anyway, yeah, we've loved the journey and we love that you guys are here. And thank you so much for being a part of our experience.
Yes, David. I read the first time you said that. David says it's pretty easy to get off topic with Don being there. That's twice. Strike 3's coming up, isn't it, buddy?
Just so you know, David, Don does have mod powers. I'm just kidding. All right, so I guess that's going to wrap it up for us tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you again. There will be no live shows on Friday, Saturday, but I'll be back on Sunday, and no member show on Thursday, just in case those of you who are members are wondering. I'm going to be gone. I got to go. Got things I got to do. So anyway, just remember, Don, anything in the front end? Teespring, maybe?
Yeah, Teespring, but Chucky's waving around his wedding ring again, scaring off cougars. Anyhow, don't forget to check out if you want your official Portal gear, like the bucket hat on my head, or, you know, a shirt that says, you know, Don's really cool. Yeah, the link's in the information down there.
All right.
There you go.
Respect the beard, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
All right, so that's going to wrap it up for us tonight. Remember the Discord. Remember to spread the word, and remember to hit the like on your way out if you like the show.
Oh, and remember, don't take anything that has cyanocobalamin in it.
I don't even know what the hell that means, Don.
Cyanocobalamin is a form of B12.
I didn't really want to know, actually.
You want methylcobalamin, not cyanocobalamin. And definitely don't look up how it's made.
Okay, anyway, let's wrap up the show. And you guys have a great rest of your week and weekend. Love you all. Be good, be kind, be nice. Take care of each other. Help each other out. Find the magic in every day. And remember to laugh as much as you can. And we'll see you on next Wednesday, folks. Mm-hmm. And we'll get back into it and see if we can stay in the lane better next time. All right, guys. Have a great night. Take care. Be good. And until next time.
Good night.